Scientology is a religious philosophy that was developed by a man named L. Hubbard, and it started in the United States. In 1954, the first Church of Scientology was incorporated, and by 1957, the first South African Church of Scientology was established here in Johannesburg. So it originated in the West, but today we find Scientology churches and groups all over the world. Scientology is an applied religious philosophy. It is here for application, so a person basically learns something and applies it in his life. And it falls within the definition of religion because it addresses the spiritual nature of man. It is designed to give him the knowledge and the route to advance on a spiritual path, a path of enlightenment. And there are numerous tools that a person can use in his life to handle his problems, remove the barriers to spiritual enhancement.
Much of what Scientology teaches is built on the teachings and books by L. Hubbard, who actually came to South Africa shortly after founding the movement. Scientology is designed to help people overcome problems so that they can grow spiritually.
You know, a person in his day-to-day life has so many problems that he has to solve, whether it's a rebellious teenager, whether it's a financial problem. You know, over the last 2 years, a lot of people have spoken up about financial stress, not knowing what to do about it, marriages falling apart, children who can't study, people who can't communicate, people who don't know how to take that next step toward success or survival. And we have a host of life improvement courses that address these very important issues. You know, if you enable a person to study something and then go apply it in his life and solve that particular problem, that's a function of religion. And that's the beauty of Scientology. It addresses a specific problem that is a barrier, removes the barrier, and enables you to get on with things. You know, you address those areas, you apply the knowledge, and you have a success in that area.
Scientology asserts that people have hidden abilities which have not yet been fully realized. This can be discovered through auditing, which is basically a counseling session. Sometimes an e-meter is used to help diagnose problems or hindrances in a person's life. The aim of Scientology is to help people live their lives rationally and creatively, instead of merely reacting to circumstances and events. A large number of courses are offered at Scientology centers to help people discover their true identity or thetan. In the previous dispensation, Scientology did not have as much freedom as it has now.
Well, the new Constitution is an awesome document for Scientology and every other group in this country. And the freedom that it has allowed religions is amazing. In 1996, Scientology officially received government permission to conduct legal marriages. And it's gone on from there to gain tax exemption status and full religious recognition. So definitely the Constitution has played a big role in that. And it has allowed freedoms that were not previously available. So it's made our work easier, and it's enabled us to reach South African society on a greater level.
Scientology is also involved in a number of social initiatives.
Scientology has always been involved with social betterment, not only for its members, but for society at large. And from decades ago, there have always been programs to raise awareness about human rights, to raise awareness about drugs, legal, illegal drugs, to provide disaster relief. It has the biggest disaster relief force on the planet, who work with Red Cross, who work with Salvation Army, who work with fire departments, etc. So there's definitely that aspect to Scientology, taking care of society around us, so that we're not the only people who benefit from our programs.
And Scientology is very tolerant towards other religions.
I grew up as a Hindu, and at heart I'm still a Hindu. Scientology and its teachings have actually enabled me to understand Hinduism far better. I can apply the tenets of Hinduism to my life, which is basically a way of living. And I practice as a Scientologist as well. And I haven't found conflict as far as that's concerned.
Scientology has a number of ceremonies like many other religions.
We do have church services. There are wedding ceremonies, funeral ceremonies, christenings to welcome new members into the church, and there are Sunday services as well. There are also graduation ceremonies for people who complete courses or have completed their next step in Scientology. So those are the main ceremonies or services that we do.